I'm finishing my egg sandwich. Don't take too much of my time. I got the other half right here. Listen, I just took the kids downtown. You know I live in Utah, and the Danites are still looking for what town I live in. I drive through the main part of our town. Those of you in other countries, of course, don't know this, but most of you in the United States don't know this either. Utah has no usury laws. Now, if you don't know what a usury law is, it means that you loan money to someone and you charge way too much interest. It's the mob. Well, the Mormons have their own mob and their own laws in Utah. There's no usury regulations in Utah. You can charge a person $1,000 and charge them $1,000 interest on it overnight. It's legal in Utah. The rest of you that live in the United States, you know damn well most states have usury laws because people who have money, I didn't say Mitt Romney, people who have money take advantage of many times those of us that didn't have money. And in Utah, we have a special program. When I went down the street today, I went less than a mile. I saw 4 check cashing businesses. Now, that's the word that Utah uses. Mormons never, they never use the right word. It should be super interest rip-off stores, but they're called check cashing stores. Now, here's how they work. You're going to die when you hear how these things work. They're also called title loan companies. Okay, let me do the title loans first, okay? Because the Mormons are paying tithing, they don't have enough money to make it from paycheck to paycheck. They just don't. They're always 3 or 4 days short. Well, those of us, I've been there. I'm not speaking down to other people. Years ago, when I was raising a family and paying tithing, this was a good idea. And now that I don't, I realize what an idiot I was. So, if you own your car and you have in California they call it the pink slip, here they call it the title, you can walk into a store and have no credit, no job, no clothes. You can do it naked and stand at the counter, and the guy says, well, let's see, you have a Mercedes that's worth $26,000. We'll loan you $5,000 on it and hope to God you don't come back. It's like a pawn shop. It's like a damn pawn shop. So he loans you the $5,000, and the interest rate on the $5,000 is over 500, not 500 APR, annual percentage rate. So you borrow $5,000, you owe them back $25,000 if you go out a whole year. Well, the idea is that you only go out a few days or a few months or whatever. But the Mormons don't have enough money. They're paying for the damn mall downtown, so they take their cars in and they put down their title and they get a loan, and if they pay the interest and the loan back, they get their title back. If they don't, these charlatans, Ponzi scheme, pyramid people, they'll just take your they'll take your car. They'll take your car. Now, if you don't own your car, which most poor people don't even have a damn car, and let alone it's free and clear that they've never seen a title. I remember those days at BYU. You know, I didn't know a car had a title. I thought the bank owns the cars and the credit union. So anyway, here's what you can do in Utah at the check cashing places. Now, the only people that usually go in are the poor, but you'll see some suits and ties in their garments. You'll see some of the people who are hiding behind the counter going, I need to borrow some money. I paid too much in tithing. You can go into the store, and usually they have a very cute young girl that works at the counter. And you say to her, you know, I'd like to borrow $1,000. And she'll say, okay, do you have a job? And you may say yes or no. It doesn't matter a lot at these places. Say, well, yeah, I work at McDonald's 5 hours a week, okay? And you have an address, yes, okay. And the list of 10 people that you know, because we know we're going to chase you. We know. And do you have an address? And it can't be a post office box, so give us your friend's address. So anyway, I mean, it's easy. You can go in and you get 500 or 1,000. Now, if you keep borrowing at the same place, they keep raising it up because they know you've come back and paid. So the first time in, you're going to get maybe 500 or 700. And years ago, when I didn't know, I was such an idiot. I used to be good for $4,000. I could go in and say, give me $4,000. And so anyway, you can pay it back anytime. And I think $1,000, it cost me $100 in 1 week to borrow 1,000, and I used to do that because I didn't have enough money. But anyway, now here's the real tricker, okay? The loan companies that do this know you're an asshole. They know you have no job. They know you cheat, lie, and steal. You're a lowlife. So what they do is when you don't pay, they sue you very quick and very efficiently. In Utah, the marshal comes out, serves you the papers, and of course if you don't go to the court, you're going to get a default judgment. And here's the beauty of Utah. The church owns the courts, the church owns the prosecutor, the Mormon church owns the juries, the Mormon church runs the entire judicial system of the state of Utah. Well, they know that if you've defaulted on a loan, you're probably not a Mormon because you would have gone to the bishop and hopefully got some money so you didn't end up getting sued. Now, they can't put you in jail unless it was fraud, how you got the money, and it wasn't. It was one crook to another, so it was even. Fraud has to be one-sided where one person doesn't have the same information. So they sue you. Now, when they sue you, they take you into the room just before the judge's hearing. And then they try to shame you. They go, you owe us $4,000. You realize that? And you go, They go, list any jewelry you have, any cars you have, any boats, any horses, any children. We'll take your children too. If you have any extra wives, we'll take those too. So you have to list everything. And let me just give you a hint, those of you that are older. Social Security is exempt from this shit. No judge in the world can touch Social Security. Only the Social Security Administration and the IRS. Those are the only two people that can touch Social Security. But generally, these are young people who use these services and they're getting ripped off and they don't like it, but they're desperate. They're desperate members of the church, generally. So the courts always side with the loan companies, and the loan companies then require a monthly payment. Well, now here's a company that loans you $4,000. They've taken you to court. Now you owe them another $1,500 for court costs and for attorney fees. And now you're making a payment to them of $75 a month until the Mayan calendar wipes out the earth. Talk about eternal things in the Mormon church. Your payment is eternal to these loan companies. And let me tell you, most of the loan companies are owned by LDS, and most of them are LDS that have done well, and they do well in these loan companies because people are ignorant and they're paying tithing and they're being taken advantage of. So the attorneys are smart and the companies are smart. And the people certainly are being taken advantage of. So if you don't live in Utah, you probably never heard of a title loan company or a check cashing. Now, the check cashing companies, they used to take your check. You could write them a bounced check. And then they would hold it for like 6 days, and then you would have to pay them, you know, the check amount and $120 or something. So anyway, I just wanted to welcome you. If you're thinking of migrating to the state of Utah, don't go through St. George. The Mountain Meadows people are still there. They don't like strangers. So if you're migrating, don't go through St. George or Washington County down there. And certainly stay away from Salt Lake City, because if you're not wearing garments, the meter maids will put you in prison forever. And gee, if you need a little money, just stop in any loan store. It doesn't matter if you're a resident, an alien, whatever. They'll give you money, and then they're going to make your life miserable while you're paying it back. Welcome to Mormonism.